I'm getting understanding. Thank you so much, Anya. I bless the Lord for what is going on. Anybody, you feel something, you know it's something more. You can't quite explain it, but you're knowing it's there's something more than where you are. Amen. And so tonight, as we look at, thank you so much. I want to jump inside the family. I want us to look at where we're at. We were in John. We were in the book of John, and the first chapter of John, and we had stopped at the sons, verse 12. Verse 12. So John 1 and 12. Actually, I want to start in verse 10, and let's go to 14, verse 10 through 14. So John 1, 10 through 14, and then we will also be in Romans, the 8th chapter. And then we will also be in 1 Peter. So we're going to do some jumping. We're going to look at the sons and what the sons look like tonight. How many of you want to know what the sons look like? Amen. Amen. We want to know what the sons look like. And so here we're going to start our journey with John and the first chapter. And someone began to read out loud beginning at the 10th verse. And we're going to do 10 through 14.
He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth.
All right, so here there's some distinguishing and there's some separating, there's some dividing, there's some defining. Amen? In these 4 verses, you see dividing, you see separating, you see defining. Okay? They give these verses give definition to who the sons are. It gives definition to who the sons are not. So there's a dividing here. So, it's not me dividing. It's the word that divides here. Okay? It does some dividing. It does some separating. And it does some defining of who the sons really are. So let's go and let's look at this. Let's take our time and look at verse 10 again. He was in the world, and
the world was made by him.
And
the world knew him not.
So already you have the division between who?
Him and the world.
Who's him?
Christ.
And the
World.
Okay? You see that he comes to the world, and he was in the world. The world was made by him, and the world knew him not. So that's the first separation there. Okay? So he's in the world. Then here comes, and the first level of division. Then here comes verse 11. And what does verse 11 say?
He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
So we go from world, right, to his own. And then what is the separating or the dividing here? Where's the division at? His own
received him not.
His own received him not. So he comes to the world knew him not. He comes to his own received him not. Correct, right. Now we get down to verse 12. We're going to go back and look at this again. Okay, verse 12. But as
many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God.
Okay, so now here's a further level of separation. from, there was the world, correct? And the world knew him not. There was his own received him not. But as many as did receive him, now here's another level of separation. Here's another level of division and definement right here. Look at this. But as many as received him. So there are those that did not receive him, as well as those that did receive him. So you have the world, those that did not, his own, which received him not, and then those that did receive him. To them, and so now he tells you what those who received him got. What did the ones that received him got? Receive.